Alright. So, about a month ago, I recorded a video, going through this level, testing, about turning my Tomb Raider playthrough into, and like, oh shit, that was the wrong button. uh, Turning my, like, Let's Plays into, like, background footage for vlog type content, because I don't really watch Let's Plays, so I don't really do Let's Plays as much as... Lara? Lara, what was that? What was that, Lara? What happened there? Okay, sure. You do that, girl, why not? Um, However, the video I recorded talked about stuff that isn't quite... let's just say good for me to talk about for now. And I'll explain what I mean by that later. No, this isn't, like, scripted per se. However, it's, it does... I have a lot to talk about, and it will make sense momentarily. Where did I take my guns out? So, I went on vacation last month. I was invited to a convention. And that's... oh right, that's fake. So, ow. Get off my ass. Laura? Why are you not shooting? Okay. I don't know what was happening there. But I went to a convention last month. And part of the reason why it took me so long to do this recording is because, well, I got convention flu. I did not realize it would be that bad. Holy shit, it is really that bad. Fucking hell. Convention sickness is no joke, my man. That fucked me up. I'm still feeling it a little. If I'm coughing like a bastard, that's why. I'm debating on how much I want to do editing on these types of videos. So, if I just, like, keep the coughs in and decide to maintain the footage, yeah, I might do that. I don't know yet. Man, that is a really pretty fucking song, though. The other half of the reason why I waited this long to do it is... it's because I wanted... I didn't want to go in to make this video and like, already have, like, everything solved, you know? I wanted to wait long enough where it was, like, fresh in my mind again, and... ow. Where, like, nothing was fresh in my mind anymore, I mean, and you guys would still see the process of me figuring these puzzles out. And, like, this one I kinda remember already. Not, like, amazingly well, but well enough where you'll, like, get little mix-ups like that, you know? But I went to a convention, and I was flown out there by a buddy of mine. Because, she wanted help advertising some stuff that like a little smart startup she had, and thought I would be good for that. Which, I mean, y'all know I don't go outside. I'm not 100% sure what the logic was, but I enjoyed myself. This video is going to detail the, let's call it an adventure I went on. Seriously? Really? Okay, Laura. Let's call it the adventure I went on. Trying to get there and get back. So, firstly, I went to the airport near here, and I was pleasantly surprised, because it was fairly quick going through the TSA. Normally, they don't believe in human rights. That made me happy. So foreshadowing is a literary term. And the thing is, I almost missed my flight because I wasn't quite paying attention. I mean, I brought my Steam Deck with, and I am a gamer, TM, you know? It happens. It happens to the best of us. Now Laura's doing the thing. Okay, Laura. I'm so happy you can toggle that. So, did I want to do that? I don't think I wanted to do that. Let me... Whoa. Right, okay. Gotta remember, D-pad for precision movement, even though it is not very comfortable to hold. Alright, there we go. Now, so I wasn't quite paying as much attention as I should have, admittedly. And that one's on me. But I got there. The layaway was pretty short. Like, there was a layaway, you fly cheap, you get cheap. That's just how it goes, you know? But, let's see. But I finally get there. And I have a hell of a time, figuring out where, like, how Lyft works, where to go to, like, get picked up, you know, but I make it to the hotel, and my buddy is waiting for me. And, ooh, there we go. Hold on, what am I doing? Did I forget to pull the thing? I forgot to pull the lever, didn't I? Oh, Laura? Laura. There we go. Oh, okay, never mind then. So a buddy of mine is waiting there for me. And, you know, I throw my stuff into the hotel room. Because, you know, we ended up not being able to, like, afford 2 separate rooms. Mostly because, like, there were a lot of hiccups getting me there in the first place. Just, well, it's me. For any of you who don't fully understand what I mean by that, don't worry about it. I am a little prone to hiccups. You will see that as the story goes on. But it's fine. You know, we were in separate places. Neither of us really think about each other like that, so nothing was gonna happen. Bonus, points, I guess. Oh yeah, that goes here. But I think, you know, I just spent the last 24 hours in, like, either in unfamiliar places or pressurized cabins. I haven't, like, freshened up in a while. But after talking, we came to the conclusion of, well, we're going to a convention. That's probably not going to be an issue. And I'm like, you know what, fair enough. Laura, this is the worst possible camera angle you could have given me. Why was that the camera angle? I don't need a cinematic shot to make a jump. That doesn't help. But we go get breakfast first. Nice little place. It got crowded basically the moment we left, which apparently that was, like, a fairly popular locale. So I guess I'm not too surprised. And I made it? Oh. I didn't think I was gonna make it, but okay. But yeah, apparently fairly popular place. I didn't know. Our Lyft driver apparently didn't know either. I am definitely saving before I make this jump. Okay. God damn it. But yeah, apparently our Lyft driver didn't even realize that was the place it was either. It's kind of like this little hole-in-the-wall joint, which... Great. Which, you know, I love hole-in-the-wall places. I love them. You find the coolest places looking for holes in the wall. It's true. I recommend it. If you find, like, a little hole-in-the-wall joint, and you got some spare time, check it out. It might be good. It might be your favorite. Who knows? Anyway. My rambling aside. So, then we go over to the convention, and it was cool. It was my first time ever being at, like, a convention or whatever. And, you know, we went to this panel for, I think it was for Has Been Hotel. I wasn't really paying too much attention, because, you know, I haven't watched the show yet. I never really got around to it. But it was cool. It was fun. One of the guys, who wasn't even on the panel, but had a panel afterwards, snuck into the audience in, like, this full, getup for, Can I snipe them from up here? That doesn't... Oh, I do hear something, though. Laura, jump. Good, Laura, learning to jump. We'll get there eventually. There you go. Whoa. Now, the guy who had the next panel kind of snuck into the QA line. And I didn't join the line myself. If Alistair's voice actor was there, I 100% would have. I had this thing locked and ready because I thought he would. Of just like, is it true that video killed the radio star? And then, like, watch him performatively crash out, you know? But that didn't happen. So, instead I just kind of watched everything go down. And this guy, he snuck into the line in, like, a full Plants vs. Zombies pea shooter getup. Like, head covered in everything. It was pretty dope. So, when he finally got there, he was just like, you know, I have one very important question for you guys. Did you think you could forget about me? And then he, like, pulls off the hat. Everyone sees who it is, and they're like, ah, of course it's you. And the buddy of mine who brought me there, she was just like, yeah, I told you this was gonna happen. This is basically something one of your characters would do, and I'm like, yeah, Shirzo would do that. Um, so then we just kind of kept watching his shenanigans, and he brought up a director's chair with him so that he would be the tallest person in the room. And I thought that was funny. That you don't see people willing to attention whore that much these days. At least not in person. Usually they're on TikTok. What am I doing? What is this room? I forget how this room works. Okay, whatever. Oh, I know what I'm doing. I need to push this forward. So, and then after that, we end up going to, like, this maid cafe thing, and it was pricey. Like, it was like, I don't remember how much it costed, but on paper, it was like, you're paying double digits for, like, ramen and snacks, and, like, a drink. And, you know, that's a lot. Oh, good thing I did that. Oh, that could have been really bad. But, so you're paying that much for that little. And it's like, yeah, okay, sure. Now, and, but the main thing was that you're having fun. You're interacting with the maids, and they were really fun. There was one that was really funny who's like, ow. Who's like kind of an airhead. I liked her. And then she was dating another one of the maids who was very, like, loud and boisterous and very big, force of personality. That's it. And I can shoot that. Commit die. Can I shoot the other one? I can't. Interesting. And then there was, like, this Chinese girl, too, who wasn't one of the people serving our table, but... Oh, there's the danger music. And... she wasn't serving our table, so I didn't see her that much, but she had a really cool, song and dance routine she did. And another one had this bum leg, which sucked, because, like, her skirt was especially swirly and swooshy. And I, like, really wanted to see, and I, like, really liked watching it. I actually got a little distracted by it, to be honest with you. Okay, so that does still go. There's your Indiana Jones moment, guys. Where the fuck do I go now? I'm gonna save just in case. But, and then, like, the main lady running it all was very good hostess. Very good at keeping everyone in line. And, you know, I was enjoying myself. So then we go back to the hotel. And finally take that shower I wanted. And, I don't know if it was just the accumulated sweat on the bottom of my feet, or if the shower floor wasn't, like, textured enough. But I just eat shit the moment I get in the shower. Like, slash one toe open, twist the other ankle. My upper arm is still sore if I sleep on that side at night. It was just a mess all the way. But, just kind of phased out for a second there. What happens if I do this? Does anything happen? Does that change anything? No, not really. Alright. So, oh, I can't do that again. That's weird. But, so, that is just, and you know, the injury wasn't as bad as, like, the amount of blood there was suggested. But there was a definite, like, conversation of, should I go to the hospital? And I wanted to just walk it off, but I was not allowed to, so, thanks, Toodles, for not letting me be an idiot. I know you're watching this video. But, once I am better, we go back there, and the second half is just mostly me walking around the artist alley, spending money I shouldn't, all that. You know, typical convention stuff. Where the hell do I go? And just overall enjoying it. And longtime viewers will know that I do love me some Live a Live. And she pointed out one of the I don't actually know if this is like the intended role that the voice actor did that like was being highlighted of this is someone that you like. But I found the voice actor for Sundown. And see, I had to do a thing. I'm sure there are some of you in the audience who have realized that I am a repressed theater kid. I was not allowed to be part of the show the way I would have loved growing up and all that. Let me switch over to old graphics so I get kind of a better view of things. Old graphics getting better view? Yes, I prefer the lighting of the original. This is like better textures and models or whatever, but this is much better lighting. It's easier to see what I'm doing. So, I walked up to him. Imagine there's like a harmonica playing or something. I walked up to him. And I looked him in the eye and said, So, I finally found you, Sundown. I don't remember exactly what it said, but it was something like, You'd best walk away there. And I pushed back the side of my jacket. I don't know why I was wearing a jacket. It was like 90 degrees. But I pushed aside my jacket. And I went, I don't think I will. You got a bounty on your head. And I come to collect. And, you know, he pushes aside like he pretends to push aside a duster and put a hand on his own gun. Both of us draw iron. And I'm pretty fast. I'm real fast. But old Sundown, he was just a little faster than me. And I, like, fully committed to the bit, actually fell over, you know, and he was like, oh shit, he actually did it. And he, like, actually, like, gave me instructions on how to, like, properly, like, pratfall, that's what it's called. You know, the, like, falling over for the stage and all that. And, hold on. Wait a second. Okay, I'm imagining things. And, like, it was a whole thing. Well, that's why that confused me. That wasn't there in the original. Cool. Where the hell do I go? And I'm just gonna start shooting things until stuff makes sense. And, you know, and you know, with a little help, I get up. My foot's still a bit bummed. And me and him have a good little chuckle about it, and I walk off fine. Also met, like, a random, I think, Jotaro cosplayer there. That was pretty fun. Like, a little afterwards. But that was a good day. We go me and her go grab some Korean barbecue. Very, very delicious. I was a little weirded out by the experience because it's like a $30 surcharge if you don't finish your plate, for the all-you-can-eat, and you're not allowed to, like, grab a to-go bag. But, like, she insisted on buying more than we could eat, so that I could get, like, the full experience or something like that. And I was just like, alright, okay. You know, very, very kind, very welcoming host. I am a poor boy and get hung up on prices, and will sometimes act against my own best interest because of that, but I'm willing to admit it. Um, where do I go? Okay. What is going on here? So... So I'll do this real quick. Just freshen up. So... We end up taking a walk around town after that. You know, just find little places to hang out, shoot the shit. Watch this little, like, aquatechnic thing. They had a fancy fountain at one spot. Eventually, we end up going back to the hotel and just passing out. And I wake up in the morning, you know, as one does sometimes if you have a proper sleep schedule, which I did at the time. And I feel the need to rush out the door because I'm running a little late. So I gather up all my stuff and I head out. Now, TSA here and the TSA there are two very, very different things. See, over here, you could just waltz through in like 5-10 minutes. And it's fine. Now there, not only was I late to get my bag checked in, which I didn't know you needed to do it that soon beforehand, but by the time I had gone all the way through the TSA, my plane had already taken off and left. So I was stranded. I had just enough money saved up where I could get a different plane ticket out, but that would just zero out my finances for a while. And I didn't know what to do. So I contacted everyone that I thought might be in a position to do something, and one person messaged me. You know, well, a couple people. I didn't make it a secret what was going on. So I explained it to a few people, and one of them was like, hey, I actually live pretty close to you, where you are, so you can just, I'll talk to my roommate, you can come here for the night, and we'll see what happens. And I was like, alright, I can do that. So, and I learned, and I, like, knew for a fact I didn't have enough money to grab a lift over there. And between the convention and some weirdness getting me out there in the first place, my host was pretty tapped out too. But I had enough to get on the train going over there. So that's what I did. And because the city I was in had a very good, like, train system. That was nice. Like, very good public transit. And, no, really, where the hell do I go? And I just went over there. And stayed with him for the night. We talked. And, this is someone I had been talking to for a long time by this point. Someone who I actually met through YouTube, because I've trained my algorithm to give me nothing view count videos. And I love that it does that. And we had kind of been questioning what our relationship was for a while now at this point. And, well, we had to be quiet and keep it to ourselves. We figured it out. So, Sky, I'll link your channel down below. And thank you. As far as I'm concerned, you saved my life. And from the sounds of it, I may have left a piece of my heart there. So, and I'm sad that I got so paranoid and left way earlier than I needed to, because it would have been nice to just spend that little bit of extra time there. But I needed to go home. I need to go home as soon as I could. Because I just didn't have the option to do anything else. Mushing aside, before I start blubbering, so I finally get there, and the trip back was something. Almost a full day in Denver just on my layaway. And that was I never went upstairs while I was there. I didn't. There was an upstairs. I didn't go there. I didn't want to go too far away from where my plane was going to take off. So it felt like I was kind of stuck in a loading zone, you know? Like, have y'all ever played Castlevania Symphony of the Night? You know those, like, little hallway rooms where it's, like, very painfully obvious that's a loading zone? Okay, imagine, like, that. Except expanded out to be, like, 5 or 6 screens, for lack of a better term. And, like, you're stuck there for 16 hours. That was kind of my Denver experience, you know? And on top of that, going through the TSA, I didn't know that, like, crochet hooks were something you're not supposed to have, and I brought my crochet set that I still have yet to use. And I think... And I'm not gonna report this, because, you know, fair enough. But I think the TSA there, like, confiscated one of my snacks as payment for, like, making me waste their time between the crochet hooks and not having an enhanced ID and having to go through there twice. You know what? Fair payment. You can take it, my guy. And yeah, I officially have no idea what to do here. I'm just gonna... Yeah, I think I'll just look it up when the video's over. But and then I finally get to Seattle. And I have to reschedule my bus ride home. Because it took a solid fucking hour for my luggage to drop off out of the plane. An hour. What the hell? So getting there, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Getting home, not so much squeezy my throat, lemons in my eyes. Nothing easy or peasy about it. Whatever, it was hard, and whatever the opposite of peasy is. I don't know if peasy's a word. I should look that up. I would do the voice to text asking, asking my phone what the heck the antonym of peasy is, and to like define it. But Gemini has been a little suicidal lately, and I don't want to bug it, you know? I don't want to be part of the problem. But yeah. But I'm back. I'm home. And you know how I said that this is the second recording for this? Well, in the original recording, I gave locations but not names. And then, like, Sky, admittedly with my permission, announced that we were dating, and I was like, shit, I can't publish that video without doxing my boyfriend. So y'all get this instead. Anywho, that was my vacation story. I have no clue how to finish off this level. If it turns out that it's not just like a quick and easy thing, I'll record at the beginning of next video. But I'm stumped. And you know, the first time I played through this game, a buddy of mine who told me to play it was like, yeah, just use a guide if things get weird. That's just how video games were back then. And that really is just how video games were back then, so I will see you guys eventually. I want to do more for my YouTube. I know I've said that like a billion times, but I kind of miss making videos. So maybe one day I'll have a consistent upload schedule. Right? Is that happening? Oh, no, never mind. Laura shot me for it. But, see ya.